Hello, hello. Welcome to PLAMonday. Welcome to the stream. Erengor is here. Welcome on this Monday, PLAMonday. And as the title may imply, it is my last sitting with this real grade Zaku that I've built for the last couple 5 or 6 weeks, and yeah, I went through the trouble of panel lining it, put a little top coat on, put a little decals on, everything so far. Hello, welcome to the chat. Glad you're all here. I made a little progress on Saturday together with Oki and my friends with PLAMofits stream. And so, yeah, here are the finished parts so far. So the 2 legs upside down, 2 arms, and in the back there is the iconic mono eye. So yeah, some of them turned out really, really well. Some things were a bit of a challenge. Something breaks. It was a little bit humbling to put this together. Gotta be honest, but. Yeah, so now we are in the final stretch. All I need to finish is the torso. Torso still needs a few details, a few stickers, and then of course the weapons, where I will try the dry brush method that Oki showed me. So I think this might be a viable option to do this. I might also use the new metallic markers on the weapons. Let's try this out where it's safe to try this. If I want another, I mean, I will start with another kit on next Monday. The plan was initially that I start with one on Saturday, but Oki was ill, so he couldn't bring it from the shop. And for me personally, it's a bit of a hassle to go to the shop. So yeah. But I will have it next Monday. Spoiler: it will be one of the. I guess it's a 30-minute sister, but it's a 30. Is it 30-minute? No, it's frame arm. It's a frame arm girl, but it's a frame music girl. So it's the Miku from the Frames Arm line. I guess is it done by Kotobukiya? I think so. Yeah, frame arm must be Koto. So it's a Miku model kit, like a small one, and I thought, yeah, this looks nice and cozy. I guess is it the winter outfit? I think it's the winter outfit. So already preparing for winter, and I thought, yeah, I might be able to paint this, because with the Zaku, I thought this looks already kind of good without going through the trouble and painting it all. I would made it worse by putting on a coat, but I guess with the Miku I can finally paint again. So yeah, and then I also have a Buster doll, my only real backlog kit that I want to build at some point. And I guess also this year I will try to find one of those OG Gundam units, the iconic one with the red shield. So yeah, but yeah, let's see if I can start with the weapons. So this should be all gray. So but still two different colors. Okay. I mean, let's see. Maybe I should start with the machine gun. Would be a bit easier to do this. Let's do this. Let's put this apart. If it can be put apart. Let's see. Yeah. Why isn't this coming apart? Is it do I have to separate this? Let's find out. If I have to separate this. Yeah, just a top coat the Zaku and would be super. Yeah, it looks really good, at least in most places. Some people were not convinced about the sticker, and I gotta say, yeah, they are. I know where they are coming from. Some of the stickers are really, really questionable. Why is this not coming apart? Oh. Nothing fell down. I'm already like 2 parts in on the floor because from Saturday. So I guess we have to rate someone today. By the way, where did my chat go? I mean the one that I can actually read. Let me see. Because the one on screen is a little bit. I have to search for a new chat. I like the docs, tools. Let me see. Oh my god, it went somewhere. Not sure where. Oh, there it is. So I just take it out here and place it. Let me see. It does not work. Okay. Now there we are. Okay, but that's also dumb. I just keep it here. So it should be good. Okay. So now I've put this apart so that I can try to work with the markers for the first time. Like really, I did like some light brushes on the model itself, but yeah. Let's try if this is really like so easy as it's always shown to be in some videos. Okay. So for the paint, let's go with gold. Like make it a gold weapon. That's a little bit cool. No, of course not. Flashy gold. What's this? Dark steel? Maybe. So those are the gold ones. We put them apart. Aluminium. We might need that later. Dark iron. Oh, yeah. And then we have gunmetal gray. What's the difference between those two? I guess that's more dark iron than gunmetal gray. Those are the Galrai markers. Here's the cap. It's a box of them, and let me see. Don't know why the chat isn't working today, to be honest. Let me see if. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can put this on here, because that one is not going so well today. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, that's a fresh one. Look, it's a white tip, and now it's a black tip. So let's see. Okay. I mean, that's pretty easy because it's just one part without any color separation. So yeah. The neat thing about those markers, I think, is that it is sticking to the model regardless if it is sanded or not. So Nice. Actually, that's pretty easy to gotta say. I was a bit disappointed that they don't have like a thinner tip on the backside, maybe like some Copic markers do. I mean, Copic is more like a brush and a marker, but still, like two different tip sizes. But I guess you don't need it if you know what you're doing. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we need a crocodile thingy to hold this. And then we have the, what's it called? The shoulder stock. Is it stock? Yeah, I guess it's shoulder stock. And the other parts have another like shade of gray or shade of metal. So I hope you all had a good start into this new week. We are currently mid-July, and for mid-July the weather is very tolerable. In fact, next 2 days we expect like very mid-summer temperatures, and especially at night the temperature drops down by quite a bit. So I'm very positive that I can get the heat out of the studio and that I can film tomorrow night something for a new figure review. I wanted to do this for a few days now, but I was like, nah, I don't want to. I spent like a short time on the weekend in the studio recording all the voiceover dialogue, and it was already so hot, and I was like, I don't even have like lights on, and yeah. I mean, that's the problem with the studio in the summer month, that it's not so comfortable, especially if you have to be on camera. I mean, at least with those like build streams and full-time things, I don't have to like prepare myself visually. I mean, sorry, but I mean, at least today I shaved a bit in preparation for tomorrow, because 2 years ago I decided to stop using like those like disposable shavers, like the ones you find at the supermarket, like your typical Gillette thingy, and I switched back to a double bladed safety razor. But yeah, the like safety aspect of this thing is a bit of a lie, I think, because if I use it, and especially if I use a fresh blade, I cut myself so often, and I'm bleeding like, it's not even funny. And so I have to shave and prepare myself in advance, because otherwise I would look like a bloody mess on camera. So yeah. So I have to get the blade dull, and then it doesn't happen as much. But if I use a fresh blade, oh my god. I mean, but I like those like products that you can use, like the aftershave or like the shaving cream. That's a very nice way. Okay. So this is the one. Close this up. I pray to be so rich that I will use disposable razor only once. Oh, disposable razor only once. I mean, I guess this is like with the same with like toothbrush. If you look up how long you should use a toothbrush, and compare it to how long I use a toothbrush, it is, you know, quite a difference. And it's the same with the disposable razor thing. I think as long as it works at least a bit, I'm not getting rid of the blade, because I'm a frugal bastard. But so there has to be like some sort of like sticky pad here somewhere, hopefully, because I need some for the lens, I guess. But I think I used it all up. Well. So maybe I should just trust the process and don't suck. Is this like something you can? Yeah, you can actually see that. Okay, so give me another thingy. I mean, they also always say that if you use like a classic razor, that it's cheaper. But I don't know. I mean, maybe if you just calculate for the razor. But then again, since I switched, I also use like premium shaving butter and aftershave and all this stuff. And if you account for that, it's not really cheaper. It feels nice. It smells nice, but you know, it's not really that cheap. There was like this small razor shop in Germany, in Bonn, when I went to the crew meeting, and I was like shopping for a few things, and then I paid like $80 for a couple like products, and I was like, oh. I mean, I paid because I did not want to like give it back or say no, but that's the thing if you don't like watch for the prices. And just shop around. Okay. I mean, I'm sure I overpaid as well, because those small businesses tend not to have the most competitive prices. I mean, it's nice to have a little bit of like human-to-human interaction, but I'm sure if I would order those items online, it would be significantly cheaper. So this is the magazine, the drum magazine, the famous one. A bit sad that he does not come with a spare magazine that you can clip on to his like skirt, so to say. But I guess it is what it is. Only one magazine, so he has to aim very well, I think. Need another clamp. So, yeah, for those who watched it, I hope you enjoyed Saturday's stream. Once again, it was a little bit extended because Oki is always like in the zone. He always wants to like complete a model kit. I'm like, oh, I'm getting cranky if I don't like eat. If I'm getting hungry, I can't concentrate. But yeah, I made some good progress, not gonna lie. It's definitely an interesting experience to build this, because some parts were really challenging. Also, like the fact that some of them like just broke off we assume because of the panel line ink. I really have to shop around for like quality model building appliances in Japan. Guess I have to inform myself if I can like pack those things into my luggage. I mean the large one, not the hand luggage. I know that you can't like put flammable liquids in your hand luggage. I'm not that stupid, but large luggage, I don't know, to be honest. Like chemicals and stuff. I mean, even if it's technically allowed, if it's something that the people don't know and it looks more dangerous than it is, you know, sometimes they will just deny it. Reminds me a bit when I still had all my camera equipment that I regularly packed for events in like foreign countries, and I had to fly. It was always, I mean, the last couple of years it was becoming more and more of a hassle, because you open, normal people have like a backpack and there is maybe like a MacBook in there or like something like that, and I was opening my backpack and it was full of camera equipment, full of like battery packs. And there was this one time when they really like put me aside and like went to a small room with me, like a bomb diffusal room, and they just checked everything. So it can get very annoying with all that stuff. I mean, I'm really curious how like international travel overseas changed during the last 10 years. I can only assume it got more difficult and more like regulated, but only for people who have no like immediate experience. I think this looks well. Wow. Very nice, very nice. Okay, those are all the parts from the machine gun. That is one color. Time for another color, a lighter one. A lighter gray. A lighter gray. This was like dark iron, okay. Like the colors are a bit like more warm than it. So this one is stainless steel. Let's go with stainless steel then. I'm putting this back together, like just so that I can paint it. Also, I worked a little bit on the diorama as well. I can show it to you. Let me. Well, that's the ceiling camera. Let me. I can also like go a little bit down with that one, and on the ceiling camera. Let's see. Okay, that's okay. So basically I just managed to finish the base structure of the two side walls, and I managed to put in the window frames, the wood ones. Those still need some details, but you can only see one side, but the other side basically looks the same. I also painted the door frame like in a dark brown, and the door, the real door, the black one, has now handles to grab to on and open it. So yeah, I guess the basic structure might be finished at least on Friday, and I still not sure if I will continue to build this like on top, like here, like here's like this, because yeah, it would be cool, but if I don't see it in the final picture, it would be pretty ridiculous to build it. But I have to check with the camera what I'm seeing and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, so what marker was it? Like steel, stainless steel. Okay, put those other away. Put them away. Okay, stainless steel. How does this look? Very silver, very silver. I don't know if this is the right one. Dark iron, dark steel. Wasn't there like stainless steel, dark steel? Wasn't there a gunmetal gray at some point? Aluminum, there it is. There is the gunmetal gray. I guess I will use the gunmetal gray because it's a gun. It's made out of metal, so let's use the gunmetal gray one. Let's go. How does this like differ to the other part? I mean, it dries up pretty fast. Ooh, I just painted my monitor. Oh, nah, fam, nah. What's with that one? Oh, that's really black. Okay. Dark iron. Yeah, let's go with dark iron. Because I gotta say, those like caps do not really reflect the actual like color. Especially this black one. I mean, the cap is like a silvery gray, but when in reality it's just black. I mean, maybe with a bit of metallic flakes in there, but usually it's just gray or black. That's also pretty similar to what I've already painted. Huh. Is there a difference? I mean, it's the same thing, not gonna lie. Aluminum is too light. Shock and awe. Dark steel. Let's go with the dark steel. The date. Oh, okay. We hadn't that for a while, and I also decided to change the to change the meaning behind of all this to just okay. This is a different color. Yay! It's a lighter one. To what happened today, because to look up certain historical events in the past was a bit of a hassle. But yeah, what happened today? Let's check the news, shall we? I mean, did anything specific happen today? I mean, I guess you could argue that we now know who is the world champion in soccer / football. But I mean, let's see, is there, this one might be a good news portal. Okay. Let's see. What we have here. Yeah, I mean, there is like all the oh, there is a what is called a legal fee that the AliExpress has to pay for illegal products, like the EU is cracking down on some illegal products. It's one of those things that like is getting harder each year to import stuff. It's the same with those like figures. I mean, we have now this special package fee as well, and I don't know. I guess they try to like spin it to protect like the customers, and they hope that it does not affect their voting base, so to speak. But I don't know. I mean, ordering stuff online, especially from like cheap Chinese places, is a thing that like so many people do now. So I don't think that this is some like special interest field that you can crack down on without like losing in the polls. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you hear so much like that they will get rid of certain like because for the longest time we had the implementation that you could like basically order duty free from China because they used some loopholes in the past, and then they cracked down a little bit and they found other loopholes, and usually it's like a game of cat and mice who finds the next loophole the fastest. Sometimes they have to change their business model, and I mean there was always like some popular online store for the last like 2 decades. I mean, first it was of course eBay, and then was it Amazon, and then it went like to Alibaba, AliExpress, then it was like Wish, then it was like Temu, and I'm sure there will be another one in the future who is like all the rage, who is providing cheap and cheap products, fast delivery, you know, because let's be honest, that's what the people want. So, and if the people want it, they will find a way to do this. By the way, I gotta say, like I'm now painting those weapons, and they have like lots of uneven surfaces, like some details on them, and this is going fairly well. I mean, I don't have to be very thorough with it because it's just one color, there's no separation, don't have to be as exact, but still it's like a very premium, like permanent marker. Very premium. I'm not sure how long I will be able to paint like this. From what I've like experienced with those model building things, not long, because they want to make a buck, so you have to pay it. It's the problem is with those sets, to be honest. If you have like a really there might be a really what is it called, useful color in there, like the one that you use the most, that you like the most, and if it's empty, it's empty. And if you want a new one, what do? I guess you can't order those markers separate, so you have to buy a whole new set for just one marker. That doesn't sound right. I wish there was just a store where you could buy those like separate, like with Copics, even though they are so expensive. Like if you buy them here locally, you can in the art market, but usually it's ridiculous what one Copic can cost you, especially the good ones, the sketch ones that I guess artists used to use before everything was like computer generated. Don't know how many like real artists still use Copics, especially outside the like manga and anime community. I mean, like people who draw like sketches, not sketch, what's it called, like if somebody like concept things like a car or something, you can always see on their promotion things. Okay, so let me contrast this to the barrel, how it holds up. Yeah, at least you can see that those are two different colors. So what's the chat doing? Oh my, let me see. Yeah, it's killing me. But now you can order most of this from AliExpress, but from you. Yeah, okay, it's in Spain. I did not notice. I mean, I knew that they like try to open some facilities, like to find a loophole in those regulations. But yeah, I did not know that it's in Spain. Interesting, because like Spain is also now the world champion, so we can segue into that. I don't know. I mean, there's always this like political unrest every day. It's like not even funny anymore. It's just becoming noise. I mean, what do we have here as well? I mean, I also don't know about like politics, at local politics. Bro, we live in Frankfurt. Because I don't know, I'm really not interested in local, national politics, because I always thought that it's you know, a bit, how should I say, unimportant in the grand scheme. So I found myself more and more interested in the like political landscape of bigger nations. At least this feels more important or feels more significant. The unrest is the city. So yeah, how is like, I mean, is it still like Frankfurt? Is it still like, because for a city that is supposed to be like one of the major ones in Germany, especially also the like financial hub of Germany or like Europe in general, is it still like so bad? Because I don't think it's that bad. I mean, compared to like other cities where you can like, especially if you, for Europe, I guess it's the most like rioty place might be France, like some of those, like, because you always hear that there are people are rioting. It's like, it's with the pointy thing here. Oh my god, it's falling down. No. Okay, so now the heat hawk. The heat hawk. What did I use for the? Should really do all those. Was it dark steel? I guess it was the dark iron was the one that I used for the barrel. Is it though? Yeah, I guess. Oh my god. So how can I hold this? I guess not. I mean, I also never like. The only time I've seen like the beginning of a protest was when COVID was still a thing. They did their like anti-government, anti-COVID restriction, like what is it called? Protests. They gathered in the suburbs, started with their like car convoy thingy, and I drove like straight into it, and the police like stopped me and said, okay, you can't go because they blocked the road. And I was really pissed, and then I tried to outmaneuver the convoy because I knew like wasn't really a shortcut, because I ended up still behind the convoy. So I just parked my car and I went home by feet, just walked home and just get at my car later on, but you know. But yeah, I mean, and then I guess I have like seen some early beginnings of like those 1st of May, but those are more like friendly, like not, those are not like demonstrations. Those are just like gathering of people. I mean, still, it must be crazy. Even if it's a friendly thing, I never experienced this. Then like the people are celebrating in the city, because I've seen all the news clips when the New York Knicks, yeah, the basketball team, won the championship, I guess, for like the first time in a very long time, and people were like went crazy. It's like the whole. I mean, I don't know if it's just like the images where you can just see one street that is fully crowded and the rest of New York is just doing daily business, or is it because you can't really know, because you can only believe what you are seeing and what you are fed through the news or through some like clips. And so I don't know what. I mean, even though if it's only one street, I just avoid like huge masses of people. That's the reason why I also don't like join those like New Year's Eve parties that we have in the city, or the what's it called, the Danube Festival. That was actually also held a couple days ago. I think last weekend was the Danube Festival. That's a pretty large open air music festival that it's actually the biggest in Europe, but it doesn't say much because it's basically free and the area is huge, so it's not much of accomplishment, I guess. It's just coincidentally the largest one, and also like it's free. I mean, you can go there, doesn't cost anything, so of course people are drawn to it. And so yeah, and word of mouth, like it's always the case, if it's a good thing, people will come more and more over the years. I mean, I don't know if they still do it, but they have like a firework on one of the days, usually the first one, I guess. So that was also always like nice to watch. But since this is a very old festival, it's a very old tradition. There are also lots of people who remember the good old days and say, oh, it's much too like crowded, and you know, they also improved the security there. You can't really bring your own drinks anymore, your own food. You know, they take away everything because they suspect that you might use it for not so good purposes. It's the same with like football games, where you just can't bring your own alcohol in there anymore. But the cool thing is they have like music for everyone. There are like at least a dozen couple stages. Most of them are hosted by the big radio stations in the country, but some of them are also like independent music, and yeah, I guess there's something for everybody. There's like pop, there's rock, there's your like, what's it called, country, or like what old folks are here, or what you hear when you're like in a kind of drunken stage. So everything that your heart desires. Okay, so we have this. It's a bit shit to hold. Maybe I hold this in hand. So let me see what also happened today until this dries up. Yeah, of course, like Spain is celebrating. Okay, there is a economy news. So I have to translate this into English. So yeah, California, like state government, they put off the merger from Warner Brothers and Paramount. Interesting. I mean, since I'm not like involved in any like streaming services, I don't know. I guess this does not really bother me. Of course, they also have like, I mean, yesterday we had a bit of a rain, we had a bit of a thunderstorm, and yeah. So, but still, we have like a really bad drought, so people are concerned about that. Okay, sorry, I have to go. I slept really bad yesterday. Oh, yeah, me too. I was like, I mean, it's self-imposed, but I slept so little whole weekend, so I'm a little bit hangover, but luckily I can sleep in my office a bit. Yeah, but see you at Friday. Yeah, see you at Friday. Have a nice week, and still give Grandpa Gundam. Oh. It's an old one, 20-old kit, but the proportions are the best. Oh, huh. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I mean, if you don't want it, I mean, sure, why not? I have to check out how this one looks. Gotta be honest. So let's see. There is a bit of a. Okay, I think this is now so that I can. It's not that I don't want it, but but I would like it more to give it to you. Oh, really? I mean, it's very nice of you, gotta say. I mean, it's crazy that even though I don't have like, you know, any like attachment to the characters, so to say, from the show, if you build something, you start to value it even more. I mean, even though I can't get too enthusiastic, I still form a bond, and if you see it like on the shelf, you can think back on the times you've built it, and like I said, you just value it more as if somebody like just shows you a kit and say, hey, if Oki shows me a kit, I can just say, okay, this looks interesting, and yeah, it's very nicely built, but usually I'm like, okay. But sure, if I would have built this myself, I would be proud as well, I guess. Especially, it is a ton of work, because, no, I mean, look at me here. I can put this apart. It's always like, oh, I will just do this in like two sittings, and then I'm sitting here and working in it for like 1 or 2 months. With every kitsch, there is a bigger chance that you will watch. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. But also with each kit, I mean, I try to give my best, and I do this to the best, like what I can do now. But I also know that those are just like trials for me, basically. So if something breaks, I'm not too like angry about it, because it's like, okay, well, whatever. I know that this will not be perfect from the get-go, so. And now you build something, and it will become one of us. And now you build something, and you think, oh, this looks really awesome, and then you will go back to it one day. What's up with this cap? And then you look back to your old kits and say, oh, this doesn't look so good, actually. I still don't know what I used for this one. Let me think about it. Think, Mark, think. Oh shit, fell over. Was it dark steel or was it dark iron? What's the difference? What's the difference between an iron and a steel? Yeah, okay, it was this one. Yeah, it is personal master plan to introduce people to that hobby, all according to Kaikaku. I mean, to be fair, like I said, Oki thought as well he can like gift me my first kit, but actually I've built one like very long time ago, together with my with a girlfriend back then, and we even like tried to paint it with Copic markers, but with the airbrush system. There's a Copic airbrush system. But I still think that Copics might be not such a bad idea to paint something like this, because they are they might work, or I guess they should work. I don't know. Especially if you prime it. Maybe you have to prime it. Wouldn't be surprised about that if you have to spray it with a primer. But if you do it right and you like get a grippy surface, you might actually be able to like paint it with Copics like a normal sheet of paper. I'm sure people have tried this. That's like always the thing. If you think about something, don't think about it too hard, because someone has already done it. It's just one Google search away. But since I'm an old fart, I will just pretend that it was my idea and that I came up with it, or it's an interesting concept. I was like thinking about this sometimes, because nowadays you can really see the ideas and the creative output of so many people worldwide through the internet. And I was thinking like how many like really unique ideas did I have in my life? Did I have like any? I mean, let's say there is like a scale, because like I said, it would be pretty, it would be like a winning the lottery if you have like an idea or a thought that no one else had until this point. Like no human being now or in the past had this idea, this thought, this like plan, whatever, no? But there has to be a scale. I mean, if you think to yourself, oh, I might like combine two different types of alcohol, chances are high somebody already did it, because you think to yourself, okay, lime goes well with like, I don't know, strawberry, so this is a bit of a no-brainer, as the people say. So let's say this is like on a scale from 1 to a few thousand, don't know. This is pretty low, okay? But if you have like a really like silly, strange idea that you think not many people would have, so how original is it really? I mean, you could always like try to patent it, but just because you have the patent for something does not really mean that nobody else had the idea or had thought about it. It just means that you were the first one to like get it claimed or commercialize it. And I guess this happens all the time. I mean, it's also like the same thing when people always say for certain inventors, like back then, like let's say the most famous example is like, I guess, Thomas Edison. They say, oh, if he hadn't invented the light bulb, we wouldn't have had a light bulb yet, so we will sit in the dark. It's like those like sayings that people always say. Or if he hadn't invented the car, we will have no car to this day, or something like this. And I'm always like, no, that's not how it works. Somebody else would have like thought about it. Like maybe 2 days later, maybe a year later, maybe a decade later. Who knows? But yeah, I guess it would change the course of history by a bit, sure. But it's not like nobody else would have come up with the idea of a light bulb. Especially if you dive deep into like those timelines of inventions, you pretty much always learn that several people worked on the same concepts and on the same ideas back then and even now. And yeah, somebody like, it's like a race. Somebody finished first, someone finished second, and you know, the second one is the first one of the losers, so nobody gives a damn anymore. History is written by the winners. So yeah, that's the thing. But you can't say because the person did not exist or did not invent something that it would alter the course of history. I mean, let's take, like the whole Oppenheimer thing, you know, if he hadn't done the Manhattan Project, somebody else would like come up with an A-bomb. It's just, you know. Speaking of Oppenheimer, also, I mean, it was not today. I don't know. I don't even know the movie like release date. I only heard about like people who got early screenings. But The Odyssey is in cinemas now, soon. I don't know. And yesterday I introduced Oki to Epic, the musical that is also about The Odyssey. And yeah, I'm glad he loved it. It's not often that I show something to him. Usually it's the other way around, that he tells me something I have to watch because it's so awesome and please watch this. And sometimes I really do. Not every time, because, you know, not because I think I would not like it. It's the other way around. I am afraid that I will like it and that I will invest too much time into watching that set content, so, or that show, and I have only so much time, so I have to be very careful how to use it, I guess. But yeah, he loved the musical. But yeah, usually I don't do this. Usually I don't recommend stuff to people. Only if I'm really sure they might like it or they might need it. I mean, if somebody asks me for a recommendation, I can try. People have done this in the past with like cameras, because I was the filming guy back then. Even though I was like, okay, I had like decent equipment, but I was not a movie maker. I was no like Steven Spielberg or something. I was just like a guy who liked to come up with silly ideas, and some of them involved a camera and some equipment to shoot a movie or to shoot a sketch. But if people ask me what camera to get, it's always like, I don't know. I mean, they are all pretty decent. Most of the time it's just a matter of budget. If you have a certain budget, it almost doesn't matter if you buy like one of the 3 big brands. They are all pretty decent. And I'm not a reviewer guy. I mean, of course I work with a certain brand of camera and I don't have any other experience in the other brands, so I might as well just say, oh, I use this one, so buy this one because it's good. I don't know if it's good. I just bought it. Took a decision once and stick with it, and now I'm captured in this ecosystem, so I will just use it and not think about it that much. And sometimes also people try to you know, say something is as good as something else, like usually a budget thing, when in reality, I don't know. Most of the time it's just as good as it can be, but it usually never is a full replacement. How do I like hold this thing? It's complicated. It is very complicated. I might as well have like, oh yeah. If I don't finish this today, what I might not do, finish this today, but I will just, you know, finish it off stream. I also need Oki to pose this unit, because he's the god hand of posing. He's the master poser. So I need him to do this. I still can't figure out what I've like painted those parts. The colors are so similar. Okay, this is the one. The names are similar, and the do they have numbers? Oh, they have. Okay, so maybe I should try to remember the numbers, not the names. Oh well. I wonder where this one, like this side has a lens in it, like a clear part thingy, and this one here does not. So, but isn't this supposed also to be like a see-through thingy? So I might as well not paint this, and maybe like paint it in a different, like lighter gray or some light blue thing. I don't know. Because shouldn't it be like a scope? It's a bit strange that they just put a clear part in one side, on one side, and not on the other one. I mean, it would also be cool because it's this big, if it would be really see-through, just a hollow part. Could have been. I guess this would have been possible to do. This is really hard to hold. Okay. I can do it like this. Markers though are like nice. I mean, again, I don't have any like experience with other markers and with other brands, but I think the workflow is fairly easy. Quick and dirty, I would say. Because it might not be the best finish, but for what I'm doing here and how easy it is to apply, it is certainly not bad. So yeah, but if something happened today that you want to discuss, let's hear it in the chat. Could be anything. Oh shit. Can be like can be political, can be like personal, can be sports related, can be, what is, oh shit. I don't want to get my shirt dirty. Not the good Momohiro Minto shirt. But this also dries up very, very nice. So, yeah. I mean, this was also the part with the original like hobby, Mr. Hobby colors, that they dry so fast. To a point where I would prefer them to stay open a bit longer. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so next part is ready. Oh, hey. So I guess I only have the barrel left. Okay. Let's see how this masking tape held up. Ooh, nice. Masking tape is also a thing that I really don't like. And I envy people who can mask really well and who can like, who spend the time masking. Because I'm always like, this is dumb. I will just try not to paint on the other side. But I guess if you want to have like patterns in your things that you paint, at some point you have to mask. And don't worry, I will try the dry brush effect on here with the lightest tone. I guess it's aluminium. To maybe get a little bit of contrast onto those edges. And I will also try to, I mean, I guess like panel lining is not an option anymore, or at least I have to be careful. But I will try to have put in some details in black. Guess if I would have to panel mark this, I would have to use top coat, glossy top coat, and work within like layers. So all very technical, I think. So I might not do this. And then again, it's always like, oh, you have to top coat it if you want to panel line on painted colors. And I'm like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but then again, didn't you tell me that I can also like use paint thinner to remove the top coat from like clear parts? And I was like, if I apply the panel line ink and then I use I use like paint thinner to wash the remains, wouldn't it also imply that I will just wipe off the top coat and then I will wipe off the color beneath it? So, I mean, yeah, I guess you can like, it's a little safety layer that you have. I mean, it's like the same thing with those like what is it called? Masking? No, it's not masking. It's pattern. I know the German word, but the one thing that mangaka use like for their panels, like with the dots on it, the thing. And from what I understand, even when I watched like videos how a manga, like a classic manga, I'm sure nobody does this anymore, like a manuscript works, is that you put on those foils with the patterns to have shadows, and it's just like a foil that you stick on, and then you have to cut where you don't want to. So you just cut the pattern. And from what I understand, it's just, there is no safety net. It's just you cut, and you want to cut the foil, but you don't want to cut the manuscript paper. And it's just a skill. You just cut. Not too deep. And I find this very like complicated, I think. I mean, sure, you get the hang of it, but it must be also very, you have to concentrate all the time, because you don't do this like it's just one cut and then you are finished. No, you have to do this constantly. And I know manuscript paper is a bit like thicker than normal like copy paper, but still, if you cut too deep, you might ruin it. So I totally understand why they all switched to digital. Okay, if I hold it in my hands, it's not dried up, because if I apply heat and like sweat with my hands, it comes off. And I just touched it. That's also not good. Would have been better if I just let this a bit rest. But you know, I'm impatient, so I did not do that. Maybe I can hold it. Oh, I can hold it on the edge of this thingy. The bazooka. The cool thing is that despite being a relatively like potent and it covers very well, it also retains the finer details of the plastic, I think. Because with the model kit paint, I mean, I can do just one layer, but then I also have to be careful that it doesn't swallow all the details. But with this, the details remain, so that's a good thing. I mean, I gotta say, painting glossy, metallic things is also not the most challenging thing, I think. So let's see, this is like 4 and the other one was 3. Let me just cover this up a bit where I touched it with my hands. Okay. So I now let it dry. And I will just, I guess I will wash my hands real quick and then I'll continue to work on the torso, because this is the main part that is still that still needs to be finished, so that I can put together the whole Zaku unit, because this was the goal after all. So I will do a short break, short hydration break. My mouth is really dry. Maybe I've drank too much alcohol past couple days. Okay. So, okay, I will wash my hands. I will. The caps are like, I have to stick them on really hard. So I will remove all the other markers. Those were the 2 I just used. And wash my hands, and then I'll come back, and then we'll work on the torso. Isn't that a plan? I think that's a plan. So see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and now let's go for the body, the torso. Yeah, I still have a few things that I want to try with the panel liner, even though I'm a bit afraid, because apparently the plastic does not like the panel liner that much, tends to crack and fall apart, so I have to be really careful. And also, like, panel lining, sometimes it's really awesome because you touch the groove and it goes like, and then you let it dry and then you wipe it off and it stays there. It's cool. And sometimes you just apply the paneling and then you get with your paint thinner and you wipe it off and everything's gone. And it's like, come on, what's that? What's that about? I mean, really? I mean, maybe I will just be very thorough and just, you know, don't spill as much so that I don't have to wipe as much. Be very gentle. But see. Did you see what I saw? Totally did not went how I want to do this. Yeah. I mean, now I can be a little bit slower, a little bit more delicate, because, you know, I'm not in a hurry today. I don't have to discuss with Oki what's the best Kamen Rider, and I don't have to, you know, defend myself why I don't have seen certain anime shows. Later that day, he what was it called? Explained, yeah, that's the word I'm searching for. Explained the plot of and the world building of Made in Abyss to me, because he brought his Switch 2. That's a junker. God, the Switch 2 is large, because he did not bring his docking station, so we had no chance to play it on the TV. So we didn't play it at all, basically, because even though it's big, it's a big thing, the Switch 2, it's still a bit like silly to play it in handheld mode, like desk mode. But yeah, it's really large. Holy, Switch 2. Yeah, but you know, so I now know a little bit about Made in Abyss. I mean, it sounded interesting, at least. Well, I don't know if it would be a show that I watch. Usually, I don't really need like subversive things, like it was like with Madoka, for example, where you have like cute like characters doing cute things, and no, yeah. So this all of this should be gray, shouldn't it? I mean, should I go with the markers? I go with the markers. Let's do this, because this part here should be gray as well. That's black. Why is this black? Come on, this is not black. Look at this. This is not black. But if you paint it, it's like black as this cap. So stainless steel. Yeah, that's an okay-ish one. So how far can I go with this? That's the sole question. I mean, this is one of the areas that you, I guess, won't see as much. But then again, with those model kits, you can never be sure what you will see and what you won't see, because you know, you can pose them. That's actually like, oh, that's just the inside. I will not see the inside. I will just, no, don't paint it. And then, oh, I see the inside. Too bad. Now I'm sad. So, yeah. Okay. So it's time to remove the panel lining, the axis one, and let's hope this works good. It really maybe it's a little bit too dark, the gray, the green. And usually it also doesn't help the more you get like paint thinner on your fingers. And get it everywhere. I mean, it's a bit better now, but not much, I would say. Not much. If I'm not satisfied, I'm not satisfied. I have to bring out the big guns, aka the brush and the paint, for certain areas. Bloop. I found out that I can like do some silly squeaky sounds with my shoes on my chair. Like, look at this. It sounds like some sort of animal. Like if I would have like some like birds in the room behind me, like a cage with some like wild birds that I gathered. Because birds can be really noisy. Oh my god. We had like one like a nest of like some birds of prey a couple months ago in our garden, and they were fucking loud. Oh my god. I mean, I guess they were cute. I did not see them because they tend to hide. They built their nests so that you can see it for obvious reasons. But yeah, they hide up there, and now they are gone. Sadly, the trees that they were that they built the nest in, they might be also gone soon because they got sick, got some parasites on them, and so we have to chop those trees within the next few weeks. Sad part is, I mean, sad part for the humans, it's a very big tree, so it's very risky to chop it down. It's on the edge of our compound, And of course, it costs a massive amount of money to cut that silly tree down. But it would be even more terrifying if the tree rots and then there is a storm and the tree falls on our house. Would be technically possible. It's not. This is not like something that can't happen. Definitely can happen. And then the insurance might say, "Why you have a dead tree on your grounds? That's not very safe. We will not pay." And also, I don't want to wake up because a tree fell on my house. So we have to chop down those pine trees. Oh God! If I want to or not. I mean, the neighbors will be like very, very happy about it because they don't like the trees, because the pine trees constantly lose nails. I mean, it might have to do with the fact that they aren't like, you know, so vital anymore, but still. I mean, a tree is a tree, isn't it? It's you know, provides some shade. It blocks the wind. It's nice to look at. So I like the trees. But of course, if it looks like a Christmas tree that is still around in February, it's also not really nice to look at. So, and of course this happens as soon as we finished the garden renovation. So yeah. I mean, you can't tell those contractors that they should try to take care. But usually, you know, if something happens, you can't really fault them. If they destroy some of your precious grass fields. Okay, so I need one of those like Q-tip thingies, like a fresh one preferred, because we want to do this very, very clean and nice. You know. The premium stuff for the premium kit that I did not buy. They just it's like I started like streaming like half a year ago. And already people like sending me model kits and I'm like, oh, damn it. I mean, it's awesome though, but still. I'm doing this for my own entertainment, to be honest. I mean, because I thought, why not film it? I'm so bad when it comes to self-promotion. I'm also a little bit embarrassed, not gonna lie. Today coworker asked me, because you know he's a little bit of a nerd too, but you know, and so we most of the time he is reporting what he has done over the weekend. Most of the time it's like playing video games. Nothing wrong with that, and I don't play video games, but I'm well informed at least when it comes to those topics. So I know, at least I know what he's talking about. So yeah, and then I also might you know, let it slip that I film, that I have a studio and so forth. So he asked me if I have a YouTube channel, And of course, I did say no, which I have actually. Maybe you are still watching this on YouTube. I don't know if I will just continue the live stream coverage on YouTube. I mean, sometimes people like chat with me and find the channel via YouTube, but overall, I have the feeling that the constant live streaming, the constant notifications might drive people away from the original purpose of the channel that was and still is figure reviews and figure videos. So yeah, so if you are subscribed because you want to see like figure reviews that come maybe twice a month, not twice a month, once all 2 months, what is it called? Zweimonatlich is the German word, very, very German word, I think, zweimonatlich. Bi-monthly, is this like, can you say it like that? I don't know. So those are like more or less events. And the live streams are like every Monday and Friday. So if you get a notification that somebody went live and you don't want to interact with that sort of content, then you might get annoyed and you might unsubscribe. And so yeah. Or maybe people don't like the new review style as much as they enjoyed the old ones, which would be actually pretty funny in my opinion, because I always thought that the new style is fresh and like you know, more entertaining to watch. But then again, some people don't like to be like entertained in a figure review, and I have to admit, I mean, I'm not a moron. I'm self-aware enough. I mean, I'm getting old, so my sense of humor might be a little bit different than what, you know, younger people might prefer. And also, I have to do this in English as well. So it's always like if you watch anime, you watch what's it called, a gag anime or a comedy anime. That's usually a different type of humor than if you watch adult animation like Family Guy or something. Both can be considered like comedy that should make you laugh, but you know, it's a difference between Family Guy and Nichijou, or Family Guy and or Simpsons and Konosuba. I mean, you know. And personally, I like Western humor more. I think for the intended purpose to make me laugh. So each time there is like a hyped comedy anime show, usually it's just, yeah, I guess it's cute and it's like haha funny. But if I look at something like what was the hype thing a couple months ago, like the Dia one, Nokotan, something like that, and I'm like, yeah, that's just like, I don't know. So I don't know. I don't like the Japanese style of humor that much, I think. I mean, I know certain comedy tropes from there, but I don't know. It's not my preferred type of humor. I love the stream as it is. Oh, thank you so much. If I would have to describe it, I would say I'm like a a person who it's like, picture someone who can really who can really play the piano well, and he's forced to play the trombone. No, he might have some like basic understanding about music, but it's not his instrument. And it's the same thing with me and plastic model building. I know like how to tackle this from a theoretical point of view, but I'm no master. I mean, you could argue that I'm no master in like building dioramas either, and to be fair, like I said, now you can watch so many people online, what they are doing, all the projects they are working on, and you instantly feel that, you know, you're not that big of a deal as you might have thought 20 years ago when you worked in your grandmother's attic with like Monsieur Bomb figures, and were basically the only person on the internet that took like pictures of their figures. Like, you know, not the only one, but there weren't as many. But now the hobby, of course, got more. Like every hobby got more like people in it. So yeah. I don't type much because I'm building right now. Yeah, of course. I'm pretty chill and tribal here in US. Yeah, I mean, like that's the other thing. I know how this is. I mean, for the longest time, I mean, because like streaming is not really a novel concept. Let's be real. I mean, 10 years ago, I ended my active career as a video photographer from certain events like conventions. I was like pretty involved in this scene. And even back then, live streaming was becoming more and more a thing, you know, from like streaming an event live and all those things. And of course, there were like Let's Plays and, you know, basically people use this medium to stream games and to, you know, because it let's be real, it was easy. I mean, it's easy to sit down, play a game, chat with people, then produce a well-made video. But people like it. I mean, people watch it and people enjoyed it. But I was not one of them. Every time I had a creator that I liked on YouTube and he started live streaming, I usually did not watch those streams, because for me it always was not. Because if you have a really big stream, it's mostly interaction between the audience. And I was not really interested in that as an outstander. And so yeah, I was not really into streaming. I did not know how it worked. I mean, I know how it works, like from a hardware point of view, but not like all the lingo, all the etiquette, all the like technical terms, all the soft skills you need for stuff like that. And yeah, so it was another trend that I did not follow. So I know exactly how it is when people don't want to watch somebody for hours on end doing something. I mean, if you have like a really interactive stream, I mean, guess games like party games or like stuff like those, you know, Among Us, or what is the new one called? This like chameleon thing. Those can be pretty enjoyable because those are more like social interactions. But if you watch somebody build a Gampler on stream, I myself always think, why should I do this? I mean, I could like pop in some show, some series, and I can watch this. So I find it pretty admirable and pretty special if people actually like stop by, say hello, even if they just watch for like a couple minutes. That's actually very special because, you know, you compete with all that other stuff. So yeah. And so the only, what is this? I guess it's the wrong color. The only real point where I interact with other like streamers is at the end of the stream when I sometimes raid. And that's also very interesting because you are able to meet fellow people who do the same thing and you can see their style. So also interesting. Because that's another thing that I usually don't tend to do, to watch other people who do the same thing. I did not do this when I was like big in conventions. I mean, sometimes I watched other people's, like, what was it called? Cosplay music video, CMV. Because basically, yeah, that's just a music video. But the stuff we did was pretty unique. I mean, it was not popular, but it was unique. And also with the figure reviews, for example, I usually don't watch other people other people's figure reviews. Because most of the time I'm afraid that I will get too influenced by their style, and I think, oh, this person does it like so and so and has so and so much like subscribers or views, so I might as well do this exactly this way. And I honestly don't want this. I want to do my own thing. So yeah, I mean, it can be a good thing. It can be a thing that holds you back. I don't know. But most importantly, it has to interest me, because I know like most people like for figure reviews. Let's stick with that, because I guess it's an easy topic. If I watch figure reviews, first of all, I do it on YouTube, and I present it as a show that is a bit old school, and that is a bit like not state of the art anymore, because if you want to do it today, you have to be like really snippy and quick. My reviews aren't long, like half an hour or something. It's not that long, but still, basically today you have to do shorts, and you have to do TikTok shorts, and you have to be like portrait format. You have to add like subtitles, and like basically only like one word subtitles, and be flashy and da. And honestly, I don't like this style very much. I really could not like produce it. So I don't do this. But also, some people are just like showing off the figure, like the box on a turntable with their hands and stuff. And I know that this is like a low production value, so to speak, and it's easy to do this. And this way you can present the figure very well, and you can do this like 20 times a month. But it does not interest me as a creator, so I don't do this. It would be easy to just like show the figure, and I guess there are tons of people who are fine with that. They just want to see how is the new Miku price figure looking like, you know? So they search, they see, okay, there is a person who takes her out of the box, puts her on a turntable, spins it around 3 times. You don't even have to say something about it, like, and if people say something about it, it's usually like positives, or oh, this is nice, and this is also nice, and this is very well done, and it's like very like safe. What is it called? What are the people takes? Yeah, it's a safe take. It's a hot take. It's a safe take. You know, it's very safe takes. And I'm trying at least to be a little bit more like harsh towards the figure. Usually I can't really be that harsh, because I at least try to buy figures that are good quality and that interest me. It would be like pretty silly to just buy a trash figure just to like, you know, be negative about it. But sometimes it is not that well made, or sometimes there is a thing that you can criticize, and I do this. And I also try to think out of the box. So what can you do with the figure besides display it as it is? And stuff like that. So, you know, there is a bit of a... And of course, figure review is just, you know, a side thing that I do. I want to build sets, dioramas, and take pictures of that, so that I have like nice big photos that I can, that myself can like be proud of, and I can put them on display long after the figure might be gone already. Okay, so this is like 17. I'm now switching to stickers. Is everything closed up? Yeah, okay, 17. 17, 70, 89. Okay, 17 is already, no, there's a second set of 17, okay. Because now we are getting into the end, so there might be like stickers that are missing already, and I'm like, apparently I did not use the right sticker. But I think the most important thing is, well, let me see the chat. Let me scroll up a bit. Oh, there is so much. Let me put this down. I think the type of stream that you bring on your channel are not for everyone. We can start here. You don't play Fortnite or stream like live reaction to reality shows. Maybe you like stream stuff people like more enjoy if it follow you for that. Yeah, I mean, of course, that's another thing. It was always the thing that I know there are like the popular things that you have to do. And usually I was not a fan of those things to begin with. So yeah, it would feel disingenuous just to do it. Live reaction is a thing that in this space, I don't know what I should react to be honest. There isn't not much drama. I mean, you could like react to like anime news or figure news, but I know that's pretty lame, I think. But there is no like, usually there aren't no big. If there is a figure announcement, it's just a picture of a PNG, or it's a picture of a gray figure. There is no like trailer. There's no Marvel trailer that you can react to. So, we can't be liked by everyone, I guess. Yeah, certainly not. This is like, you have to be pretty lucky if you like be liked by at least your immediate surroundings. I mean, you are a pretty lucky guy if you are liked by your entire family, so to say. And let's start with that. I mean, but on the other side, I gotta say, the neat thing about being really niche and really small and really unimportant is also the fact that most of the time you don't receive much hate either. No, I mean, sometimes people like complained about my videos, and most of the time I was like, finally somebody who you know have the guts to say something, because that's the thing with like everybody wants to be praised, but praise does not really help you out in the long run. Quite the contrary. If you get praised all the time, you just it just reinforce your worldview and your things that you do. So yeah. But I think the most important thing is that you surrounded of people that enjoy you and what you. Yeah, that's a really good point actually. I don't have like tons of friends, but the ones that I do are very good friends, very old friends, very loyal friends, and it's always nice because once in a blue moon we had like this group of friends. It's like now they have come of age and we don't see each other that often again, but still. But even back then, we had this one thing that kept us together. At least I think that it kept us together because it was something that basically I invented, or I was the creator of it. So it felt a bit weird, so to say. It almost felt like, sometimes it felt like not a group of friends, but a group of like associates, like business associates. But other than that, sometimes in the blue moon there was something that all of the people in our friend group liked, because sometimes this person liked that show and this person liked that music group or something like that. But once in a blue moon there was a thing that we all could enjoy, and that was really cool and really special when such a fandom arose. That was a nice thing. It didn't happen too often, but it made it all the more memorable. Okay, so I don't know. But I also gotta say, for me it's also hard, even if I would start to watch like other streamers where you can interact with them, because many people do really like this. I guess that's the main what's it called, USP, unique selling point, of a stream, that you basically can interact with the person that is streaming. And if you are like, you know, be constantly there, you might get recognized by the streamer. If you pay some money, you might get recognized. I don't know, but you can interact. So this whole parasocial friendship might feel like a bit more genuine. So that's the thing. But if I watch a stream of some like person, even it doesn't have to be a famous one, just a random guy, I don't know what to say, to be honest. So I would also like most of the time I would be quiet. I would say hello and what's you doing and stuff like that, but I wouldn't like try to start a conversation. So I can totally understand all those things, why it's quiet, or why nobody wants to, you know, basically commit to those things. It's totally okay. I mean, I had like this friend that basically was my first go-to when I started streaming, and he's always streaming around Christmas, because I guess that's one of the only times in the year where he has like basically free time. So he starts streaming like 5-6 days in a row, and then he basically goes quiet. And but when I started streaming, like at the turn of the year, he was there for a couple streams, and now he isn't anymore. But I'm not mad at him. I know that he has other things to do, and he's still my friend, so it's totally normal. And when he stops by, it's even more like exhilarating, because I know that he at least saw the notification, and he just, you know, take time off of his like schedule and said hello. So that's a cool thing. I mean, well, people say always, okay, you just remembered my birthday because Facebook told you so. But then again, I have so many friends where like social media sites told me, hey, it's this friend's birthday. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I don't care, whatever. So even then, it's still nice if people stop by, I think. Well, you can receive that hate whatever you do, because this is the internet. Yeah, but I don't know. It's always say, okay, I don't mind the hate, but I don't know. It can get to you. I think it can get to you. Even if you're small, it can get to you pretty easy. But even if you're large, there is still some, you know, it's like if you are like pick yourself with a needle. It's not that bad, but if you do it like constantly, but there are people like me, for example, that brings up to me, oh yeah, I can see that. I have like 5 friends in my life, and 4 of them are not from my city. I can relate. I really enjoy stopping by your streams. Are genuinely motivating for me, and they allow me to bring a smile on my face after a long day. Oh, that's so heartwarming. Maybe you should. Did you consider like starting streaming too? I mean, you know, it's like, because when I'm together with Oki and we build together, I always like. He's always like, I should start streaming and doing videos and stuff, and you know. And of course, I'm always say, yeah, do that. That's a great idea. But you know, I mean, I'm used to it that I'm on camera because I've done it for so many years now. So I don't really care. And the good thing is he doesn't either. But I know so many people in this space that wouldn't be okay to be filmed, even for like a short sketch. So it was always a bit challenging. Especially if you had like, I mean, with our group of friends, it was totally okay. So because I was the one who basically wrote all the scripts and the, what's it called? Yeah, the script, I guess. And so I basically had to put words in their mouth, so they had to act. But of course, it was also like based on their character, just a little bit like overdrawn. But they went with it, so and I'm grateful for that. So nobody like said no, I won't do this, or that's not me, or will not say this. So, yeah. I love the atmosphere you've created, so I hope you keep making that kind of content that you enjoy. That's exactly what I'm coming back. Don't you have? I mean, I have a Discord, like a handle, like a private. I don't have a server. I know that that I've discussed this like on Saturday with Oki, that almost all those like people have like a Discord server. That's apparently the thing to have, but you know, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I have a private Discord. I guess I can. I guess I can find you on Twitch. I can share it to you if you want to. But I just use it for like chatting, or like chatting in terms of like typing messages to some of my friends. But then again, I have a couple friends who are not on Discord. They prefer like more like secure methods of communication. And it's always like, ah, oh, come on. I don't have like WhatsApp. That's the one thing I don't have. So I don't have to communicate with all my normie friends at work and stuff like that, because that's the first question you will ask. Oh, yeah, I will send it on WhatsApp. And I'm always like, that's the animal again. Did you hear this? I was like, I don't have a WhatsApp, so just send it by mail, or like, I don't know. Quality over quantity, that's really matters. But is it quality though? That's always like, oh, it's quality over quantity. Is it really quality? Because there are so many things I want to do. I want to do like, for the longest time, I want to create an intro for those videos, like a short intro clip. But then again, I can do this like really awesome thing, I guess, because technically I'm able to, but it would take so much time, and then I won't have time for my dioramas or to come on, and I don't know. And I gotta say, it is really pressuring to put out something. I mean, you see people like constantly posting and updating, and you think to yourself, I have to do this as well. And hyperbole, you really have to, because algorithm, and you know, you are rewarded if you put out stuff. But then again, sometimes I think, why should I post this? Why should I post this like update? Why should I post this behind the scenes? Why should I post this random pic of a like manga that I bought? It does not really it's not really my brand or the content that I want to post, just to like be in the loop, just to be there, just to have a constant, like a reel that is constantly there showing you have did something new. So I don't know. Like, for example, I still don't know if I would like cover my trip to Japan, and how do I cover it, but I guess I have to at that point. At least I want to buy a SIM card that allows for like unlimited data usage, so I might can stream while I'm on the road. And there's, interestingly enough, apparently most Japanese data cards that you can get do have an unlimited plan, but it is still fair use, so to say. And I don't know if this is just in their you know, in their guidelines and it is not enforced, but it kind of reminds me of the days when the internet was still new. Broadband internet was still a new thing, and then you also had your like fair use policy. And if you were, and basically back then, all you could do with the internet was like browse, send mails, like pictures, and download illegal stuff like music and videos. And if you did that, it pretty much showed, because then you had a data usage that was through the roof. And nowadays it's nothing like out of the ordinary. Like the friend who installed my NAS was like checking my internet usage, because we had to check the network, and he was like, holy shit, why you have like 200 gigabytes of data usage last month, and then I said to him, yeah, like I'm streaming like 10 hours a week, and he was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it's nothing out of the ordinary if you have like triple digits data usage these days. But then back then it was pretty much, oh yeah, that people is big into torrent. Yeah, you could create a server on Discord. Yeah, I could. I hope I could. I guess I have to. If I get stuck, I simply have to ask AI. So you could let me. Hey, what's with the mouse? Post your creation, anticipate your vids. You could share your builds. I mean, yeah, I could all do those things on Discord, but I still do those things on other social media platforms as well. I mean, this year I finally jumped into Reddit to have a Reddit account for Moore University, because that's also a thing. Like, oh, Reddit, it's such a big platform, and I browse or lurk in certain subreddits, but I don't have had an account, because, you know, why should I post something on a r/political or r/anime? Why? It's always like, I mean, back then when we had like a really, when our group of friends was basically much larger, we had like a really large group of friends, and then it got like condensed to our core members. But we started out pretty large, and we had back then a private hosted forum, like a PHP forum, like was pretty, like it was the Discord server of its time back then. And there was also like there were like general threads, like where you could like post everything, and there were people like me who just posted sometimes, but then there were all people who chatted all the time, like I was like, why should I do this? I don't know what to say, when to say, how to say, so I did not participate as much in those servers. Still, somehow I ended up with the whole like server paying the bill and keep the address and the all running for a couple years, but then we dissolved it. Oh god. I had to learn all those like hosting. Oh shit, I spit on my unit. Oh my god. That's the neat thing, that you don't see spitting on my videos, because if I record something in front of the green box and I have to like pronounce those English words that is not my native tongue, I spit a ton. But luckily you don't see that, because I can see it, because there is light coming from the front of me, and I can see constantly that I'm spitting, and I'm like, oh. I mean, it's not like but it's like those small like spit things flying around, and like, oh. Luckily I have a pop filter or something like that. So now for the dreaded hoses. Don't like them. To create a community. Yeah, I mean, to create a community. To create a community or to join a community, that's the question. Do you want to be a leader, or do you want to be a mindless worker drone? Some of them are nice, and some of them are really terrible beats. That one is a nice one. That is terrible. That's okay. That is really, really nice. It's a hit and miss. One could argue that I did not use the right beats. Yesterday one of the hoses broke again, and I had to exchange a beat. Luckily I was like, all the things that broke on this kit I was able to repair, so that you basically can't see it. That's also a terrible one, by the way. But you can't not really like wipe this off later. But then we came to the understanding that it is a war machine, so if there is a bit of GOG left, then it's simply weathering. It's supposed to look like this, don't you know? Didn't you watch the show? I'm really curious how many people built Gundam plastic models, and out of those people, how many people have really watched the show, like most of it at least, not just like one series that might not even be the main storyline, and how many people have not, like myself. That would be pretty interesting, because for how popular plastic model building, especially Gunpla, has become, you would assume that Gundam, the anime itself, is also much bigger in terms of popularity, but I have to feel, I mean, I don't see much like fuss around new Gundam shows. And if I say fuss, I mean like memes and clips that got shared. I see them all about other shows, but what's up with the Gundam? Maybe it's not a very memeable show. That can be the thing. Maybe it's more mature most of the time, so it's hard to make fun of, but then I guess Warhammer is also kind of like big, and if you ask a random person on the street what is Warhammer, they might not know. But if you ask them what is like Pokemon or what is like, let's say, Ghibli, they might have an idea. They might have heard that before. Okay, so I've now covered all the beats in GOG. Let's let them dry a bit. Let's read the chat. We're very chatty today, so I have to read certain things. And then I can try to get rid of the paint. And hopefully the things that should stay, and the things that I don't want, they will be gone. And if not, I'm terrible sorry. Okay, good enough. Yeah, obviously right now there are already some big communities that stream and talk about Gunpla. Too late again. Maybe I should start this new VTubing thing. I heard that's pretty niche, isn't it? Or maybe should I do a webcomic? I think a webcomic is a pretty novel idea. I'm in two of them on Discord, and they are pretty chill guys. I mean, yeah, I think like basically people who do like model kits, all kinds of model kits, not just Gunpla, but like can be like trains, planes, automobiles, tanks. Those people tend to be more chill and mature, because even though this is what is like the rating says, the box like 8 up, this is like, I guess also Warhammer, this is like a hobby with people that have money. People have money or tend to be a bit older, so yeah, I can see that it's a very chill community. I've heard that there are also like things that you have to consider when joining, and that are people who might have issues with certain types of stuff and people, but for the most reason, it's still very niche and tiny, so that it doesn't feel overcrowded like anime in general or convention in general feels these days, to be honest. Yeah, obviously there are niche hobbies and more popular ones. I think model kit in general is a niche one. Yeah, I mean, it exploded in popularity though, because especially when I see that there are more and more model kits that come out in terms of not just like robots and Gunpla, but also like basically anime figures that you can put together. and I think there is a market for that because they are relatively cheap compared to like pre-painted figures, and also you can build them. And like I said, if you build it, even if you haven't watched the show or the material, you feel a certain connection to the thing you made. I mean, you have this with Lego to an extent also, but then again, for me, Lego is like such a. I like Lego. I like the concept. I like the, some of the creations, and also like the third party, so to say. But for me, it's too easy to build. This is not a challenge. I'm not challenged with that, so I'm like, what's the point? You just click it together and then you display it. No, it's not for me. This, on the other hand, even though it's just like parts that you nip out and you stick them together and you have instructions, and it's not like the most creative thing to do, you can be involved in that. Okay, so yeah, but of course I like scratch building a lot, where you just have a picture of something and have like 3 sheets of cardboard and then let's go to work. I mean, that's also very, very satisfying to do, to create something from basically zero. Obviously, model kit is something. Model kit is something that not everybody can do mentally and economically talking. Yeah, like I said, economically, I think it is pretty good bang for your buck. Especially if you really commit and get all the tools and like the materials. So basically you don't have to buy them each time you buy a kit, because that was like me for a couple times with garage kits. Like every good otaku or weeb, I had to do garage kits as well. And each time I basically had to buy not only the kit, but also all the tools and all the materials. And then I ended up like spending way more money than a decent scale figure would cost. And in the end, it looked like not so good, because I was like, what, 13 or 14, I don't know. And I was like, why should I do this? Scale figures getting better by the day, especially then there was a really like, bump in quality each year, or all like 3 or 5 years. Now it's not so much. Now we just plateaued on a pretty good basis. It's like video game graphics. You can't go better than reality itself. But back then it was really like picking up, and I was like, why should I do a garage kit if I can just buy like figures? So yeah, I stopped with that. But yeah, mentally, I yeah, sure. I mean, I guess there are people who can't do it like because of a medical issue, or if they don't see well, or if they are not have like the best motoric skills. I mean, I have pretty large fingers. I mean, that's always like, it's should I tell this? I don't know. Okay, let's do it. My thumbs. Look at my thumbs. How big is my thumbnail? I always like when I meet other people, I take a quick, even if they are like the same size as me, like the same height, I take a quick glance at their thumbs, and usually have really small thumbnails. And thumbnail, that's a YouTube. And now I have like, that's really big. Look at this. I have a scale of reference here. I don't know. It's like, this is like the cap of the color. It's really big. And so I have pretty bulky fingers. I'm not like the most tiny fingered person. So it's a bit hard for me to grab stuff, and I don't usually work with like tweezers or gloves and, like things like what is it called, magnifying glasses. So yeah, I try my best, but I'm not like super able. But luckily I'm also not disabled, so that's that. 11-year-old kid with no money and hyperactivity, I think, could never approach the hobby. Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to put myself in the shoes of other. I'm not really good in that. Like, what is it called? Empathy, I think. So I'm just like, everybody can do it. It's like the thing, if I can do this, everybody can do it. But that's of course not true. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I would love to play an instrument, but I think I can't do it. I don't have the rhythm in me, the feeling for rhythm. I might struggle with like the finger movement that has to be like separate. You like like doing this motion here. So I'm not really like, I played like the drums on Rock Band or like on Guitar Hero and that stuff, and it's really hard for me to do, or like even play like rhythm games in a very hard setting. So yeah, and I don't think that you can. I mean, you could maybe train that, but it would take so much time, and I'm like, no, fuck that. But yeah, but it would be cool to play an instrument, like piano would be nice, like something with like keys, because I think then you can play really different things as well. Like you can buy a keyboard and you can like switch the instrument on a keyboard, and you basically do anything. But I guess if I'm really interested in music making, I should like start with some like those interface thingies where you just press some random buttons and then you, because I have a friend or like an acquaintance who did this, who was like producing music electronically. He just like pressed a few buttons and arranged it and then built a bass loop and stuff like that. And yeah, why not? I mean, yeah, I guess that's a more approachable way to do this than to basically read sheet music and play an instrument. Also, I don't think that this is something you can be self-taught. I mean, I guess like you can, but it's really hard, I think. Like learn to play guitars by watching YouTube videos. Must be hard. Huh. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. An 11-year-old kid can do this. And I really should like clean this off. I'm chatting too much. Oh no. Oh no. The panel line ink will eat my model kit. Yum, yum, yum. It will break. Because we know. Okay, that's okay. So, because when I was a kid, I also built model kits. I built like tanks from Revell or planes because I liked like military stuff even as a kid. But yeah, they looked horrible. I had a model train set from like age 10 to age 14, I think, and I built it together with my father, who is at least back then was much more like savvy when it came to tinkering. Yeah, compared to a real model train set that is built by knowledgeable people in a club, looked terrible, did not work. I mean, it looked okay, but it did not like drive because we had, first of course, we had like a very small scale, like not the general scale that most of the people use, but the smaller ones, because we had only a tiny space for it. And then there was like a suggested radius for the curves, and we were like, nah, we can bend it a little bit more inwards. And of course, the train cards did not like that at all. They were like, nah, I will just make it happy little train accident. It was like the famous trolley problem all over again. And so, yeah, I was not able to drive or to play with the train, so I was just able to build on it. And once everything was built, we ran out of space. I was like, okay, that's the end of that project. And it sat there, and a couple years later, we just sold it to like a guy who bought it all for pennies on the dollar. And that was the end of the train set. Never looked back again. I agree. I think model building and diorama making are definitely niche hobbies, and they are both require patience and time. Yeah, that's sure. They can also become quite expensive once you start buying tools, paint. Yeah. But I think one of the best things about these hobbies is how much we can motivate and inspire each other. I always thought the best thing is like the smell of the glue and the paint. Getting drugs for free. It's not that cheap if you think about that. I mean, you can sniff like your paint, and that's cheaper than drugs. Never found a dickhead in this stream so far, honestly. It's a safe place for everyone. Yeah. Let's hunt for the dickhead. Who finds the most annoying person? I mean, gotta say, in all my years of doing videos and stuff, there were a couple people that got on my nerves. Not gonna lie, but usually it was more like the other way around. It was like they were like just fans, and I was like, I don't want to interact with you at all. Sorry. It's nice that you like my stuff, but please stay away. Because if you're like going to events, you of course have to interact with people personally as well. And I'm like, and sometimes those people did not have like they could not read the room, so to say, and it was like, sure, now I have to go in this direction because I have to do something, you know. Better to keep everything niche these days, so you don't have to deal with the fucking tourist problems. That's an Oki topic. Oki is like, wow, he became really like angry about like all this Vogue stuff, so to say. And it's pretty interesting because years ago he was quite different, but apparently now it got on his nerve with all the like censorship, and basically now that it isn't it, who did this like saying with the communists? First they came for the communists and I didn't care, and then they came for that group, and then and now it's like, oh, it does bother me. I mean, at least I'm like sensible enough that I know that everything gets worse constantly. It's like you start here, and then and if you're lucky, it goes like this. If you're unlucky, it goes like this. But let's say there is a new restaurant in town. It opens day one. They are motivated. They have the best food in town. Check it out in 10 years. Chances are high it got worse in terms of like pricing, service, quality, all of that. So, and that's with everything. It's like it starts out great and then it gets worse. But the best thing about this is usually it doesn't matter because some other thing will replace it. There is a program, it's nice, it's free to use, it's free of advertising, and then they start to monetize it. And over time it becomes barely usable. What will happen? Someone will say, oh, that's now a shitty program, I will do a better one. And the circle starts over again. And that's actually the silver lining of those things, of this n-shittification circle. But yeah, better to keep things like niche. That's always like, if you can do this, I mean, everybody wants like to get it out there and make it big, and let's say, okay, I have this niche hobby, and wouldn't it be great if everybody like is into this? But yeah, I mean, be careful what you wish for, I guess. Totally agree again. I have a friend who collect Pokemon cards. Oh, Pokemon cards. Before I went to Wild and see what happened, they destroyed the hobby because of money. Yeah, this totally went over my head. I knew Pokemon cards were a thing and that certain Pokemon cards got really expensive, but nowadays I'm seeing all those videos and yeah, it's wild. It must be wild. I mean, sometimes even in my like really like suburban, not really popular area, sometimes I found whole like booster packs in the trash. Like, of course, every pack is ripped open and the, I guess, most valuable card is picked out or is not even there. But the other cards all in the trash, like top mint cards. Really crazy. I saw a post where they were a bunch of Pokemon booster cards being dumping next to the trash bin, enough booster cards to fill. Yeah. But then again, I know I've played like a couple TCGs myself, and you will end up with like cards that you don't use, and then they say, okay, you can donate them, but nobody else will use those cards, because if somebody gets into this hobby, they will have those cards, the same problem as I have. So. But yeah, of course, if there are not enough scalper, then this gets really bad, because they will just hunt for the valuable cards and never intend to play with those cards. So yeah. But yeah, Pokemon is like, I mean, I should have seen this coming. This is so annoying, because like I started with Pokemon cards. This was like my first TCG cards that I ever bought. I mean, there were German ones, they are not so valuable, but I still, I even went through the trouble and bought Japanese Pokemon cards in like 05, 06. Like they had like this local comic store that had all the German boosters, and sometimes they had like the Japanese versions for no good reason. They were like hella expensive back then because imported things, and yeah, and I don't know what happened to all my Pokemon cards. I guess I just gave them away to friends, or I sold them for pennies on the dollar. Same with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had like a binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards when I played, and I wanted to get rid of them. So I went to the next card store, and they just paid me like it's like the same thing if you bring your games to GameStop, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't want this anymore. So yeah, but then again, I don't really like those illiquid assets to begin with because nowadays I know how to make money, and so it's not a big problem, I think. So I'm not into like illiquid objects that you have to basically sell on some over-the-counter market thing. I don't know. It's too much of a hassle. If I like something, I will keep it and display it, but it's not like I will buy something because maybe this special item gets collector's value. I mean, my figures aren't collector grade because they live a dangerous life with all the diorama building and video handling, and they are not mint anymore. So who cares? You have to gatekeep the hobby and make a filter for some kind of filter out the fans from fans. I mean, people always say gatekeeping is such a bad thing and such it's a negative word, but yeah, I guess sometimes it's necessary. For example, I started 1 month ago with Warhammer 40k. I bought 2 sets, 2 different armies, but I did not like the painting because I don't like to paint, so I quit Warhammer and started with Gunpla. Yeah. I'm very curious if my coworker, who also bought a set of minis, will paint them. Now he's in the middle of like building them. Like, I don't know, he builds one each day or something like that. And I don't know if he will ever paint them. I don't want either because this is such a ridiculous scale where I'm saying no, I'm out. Sorry, I will not do this. I also want. I will also not paint this one here, the little guy. I mean, come on, why should I? It's if you look at this, it's not even that great of a mold. So no, thank you. Or I did not paint the little dragon that came with Emma because no, I will not do that. I'm not a masochist. But yeah. But yeah, Gunpla I think is a really nice hobby in between like basic building stuff like Lego is or other construction things, and like for better lack of terms, real model building where you basically have to paint everything yourself because they figured this out quite well, how to market it to a bunch of people, not just like very special individuals. First, of course, you have the appeal of a fictional universe. Because let's be real, not everybody wants to build like historical vehicles like aircraft carriers or tanks and planes, because you know some people enjoy them, but others might associate them with war and not so good times. But you know, if you buy like robots, what's not to like about robots? I like those markers. Gotta say, really nice, really nice. Stay. Very nice. I assembled everything and now they are all gray. But paint and brush and primer, but never used. Yeah, that's the bad thing. That's the thing I try to avoid, buying something and don't use it, because I know so many people. I had like a friend of mine who was supposedly into cosplay, but most of the cosplays started with an idea and ended with buying all the materials, like all the fabrics, all the like things from the hardware store, and then pile it up in a corner and never start with the actual cosplay. Yeah, that's like, I don't know. Because it costs real money. It's also the thing, because when I build a diorama, I want to use the materials that I already have, even though there might be better ones out there. But I'm like, oh, I have this sheet of cardboard, so the structure will be cardboard and not fancy whatever. I mean, no. So use what I have and what is basically cheap, because I will throw them away. But don't worry. There is an alternate universe where I kept all my dioramas, and I'm now like touring from convention to convention with my own little artist table, and I set them up there and basically let other people take pictures with their figures that they bring, because people definitely bring like scale figures like without a box to a convention to play with them. That's totally a thing that people do. And yeah, that's an alternate universe. I visited, sometimes I visited those places. I jump between timelines, and some of them are really weird. Okay. You can use some of those. Yeah, you can use it for Gunpla touch-ups. Those things are pretty compatible. In fact, I don't like so much put stickers and decals and panel line on Gunpla too, but I accept it more than painting. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I mean, but it is totally worth it. I mean, I see this now. I've seen this, like, Oki has also shown me some pictures of a naked kid, and then he applied all the things. It is totally worth it. It makes such a big difference. And even with like, I put my, like the first things I put together on stream was a grain-scale kit. So basically a bigger plastic kit that is almost like as big as a scale figure. And also the parts, of course, tend to get bigger. They tend to not scale up they scale up in size, but not so much in details. So it looks really cheap and really plasticky compared to like a scale figure. So you have to paint it. It's like, if you put this on display, I'm like, I mean, it weighs nothing. I mean, that kit is actually pretty like okay when it comes to weight for what it is. But if it's a high grade, I'm always like, it looks massive. It looks like solid and compact, and then you pick it up and it's like, oh, it weighs nothing. And then I try to like pose it, because that's the thing I don't like, posing. I suck at posing. Okay, is like, I handed my kit to him and he's like, and it looks so perfect. Like, and I don't know how to pose it. I don't know. I constantly have to feel that I break something. Sometimes I do break stuff, and or like something falls apart. So I don't like posing. That's also the reason why I don't have much like Nandroids or Figmas in my collection, because Example 2, the more dangerous version of Lego, because they play with sharp objects. The more dangerous version of Lego, because yeah, it's also more dangerous than Lego, because you only have one try. Each part is just, if it breaks or if you lose it, then basically the kit is fucked. That's something that's really scary, actually. With Lego, you can just order this part again, or you just have it in your collection. You can use a similar one. I mean, I guess you can buy the whole kit new, or you can just basically get it somewhere else. But it's not so easy. It's like Lego is really a nice asset, I would say. I get it why it's considered also as an investment, because from a collector's perspective, it might be one of the most perfect assets. Because it is worth something in the box, it is worth something if you build it, and it's also worth something if you throw it on the ground and it shatters to pieces, because usually the pieces don't shatter, it just falls apart, but you can sell individual pieces as well. So it is kind of a neat thing to like have, buy, and resell. Scale figures not so much. If you break a scale figure, then nobody wants it. And if you make a little dent in your box and you are in Japan, then it's basically worthless. Or if you lose the box, it's worthless. So somebody posted a picture with like figures he bought at, I don't know, Mandarake, I guess. And they were like big, I don't know scale figures, but pretty big price figures or something like that for like 300 yen. And I was like, oh, I forgot how cheap this is if you don't have a box in Japan. Like this is like 300 yen is like basically $1.50 or $2. So it's like comically cheap. So yeah. I played and assembled Legos when I was like 10 years old. Not too enjoyable as these two builds are, honestly. As you told, therefore I can be really easy. Yeah. Very resourceful of you. I like so much posing. It's not the only thing I can. I like so much posing as well. Okay. I held and play with an Android one. I held and played with an Android once in my life. Oh, I've done this a couple of times, but usually they are so damn different. They are. That's the thing. Nandroids, like older Nandroids, tend to come with basically molded parts that you just exchange. So you don't have really much room to play. You could just recreate those like intended poses. This also results in a cleaner look because you don't have much gap lines and don't like joints and stuff. But newer ones most of the time came with joints, so you can pose them however you want. But they also look a bit like more ball-jointed, toy-like, and also I guess it's easier to produce. So yeah, they get cheap on those exchangeable parts. So yeah, but I mean, Androids are, it's okay. I sometimes I like that. This is like something I really don't want to buy, but sometimes I just buy it. It's like, I don't know, you go to the supermarket and you don't want to buy like this nice piece of cake, but then you see it and then, it's like in front of the checkout and you think, oh, okay, why not? Well, it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, I don't like the posing because first of course I'm a bit not so creative when it comes to this. And second of all, yeah, I don't like it to pose it. Sometimes they're also like kind of difficult to pose, like you said, in terms of if you want to recreate a certain pose from the box, you might find out that, I don't know, maybe they cheated, maybe there is a way, but it's not that easy. For example, there is like, I have this Miku Figma with the bike, with the racing bike, and you could do all the poses that are on the box, yeah. But if you want to put her on the bike and have her ride the bike like a cyclist would do, like getting really in there, it's not possible. It's really not possible with the figure. And that's like really interesting because you would think that the bike is in scale, the figure is like posable and has joints and basically can move like a real human, but it's not really possible because there is a certain amount of wiggle room you have, but too bad. Even in the same hobby, there are so much difference between. Yeah. That's the reason why you don't make friends with everybody. It's like back then when you went through a convention and there were like 200 people, you felt like, oh, I'm connected to everyone, and usually you were, because there were not much variety. You basically had watched all the available shows back then. You could watch all the anime that was available. You could read all the manga that was available because it was like basically 12. So, but now it's not possible. Everybody likes different shows, different genres, different medias, different like approaches to things. So yeah, but I guess we humans aren't designed to like befriend like a couple hundred people. It's not really in our design. So I guess it's okay. You can just have a few friends you can count on, and then the rest will fall into place. And I have their own unique charm. Android. I mean, Android that's such a like a money printer, isn't it? I mean, come on. The first couple of Androids, they look so uncanny. Holy! I would not even consider buying them even back then. Even back then, I would say, dude, they don't look good. But they figured it out pretty quick, and now it's just a money printing machine. And I pity the fool that 20 years ago said, "Oh, an Android, that's cute. I will collect them all." I played with Nikkei Red Hood, an Android. Nikkei? Is it Goddess of Nikkei? Red Hood? I don't know that one. I want to buy Hanzo and Genji in Android. But for me, they are like action figures, and I buy Gunpla to enjoy build. I wish there's a way for me to show some pictures. I guess you can post links. It's not restricted in here. I have no like any like crazy filters in here. I don't censor it, so you can post links. Actually, I think it's possible. Yeah, I mean, Nandroids are like cute characters. Figmas is different because Figmas look so awesome on the promotional pictures, and each time I unbox a Figma, I'm like, this is not how it is. But yeah, because usually they tend to have so long necks. I'm like always like, I know that they try to take the pictures from above with like where you can see the neck, but if you have them in the box, and usually they have this like semi T-pose in the blister, they look like really bad, and I'm always like, why did I spend $90 for this? And then you have those tiny little parts for the 112 figures, and I'm like, So usually I'm not such a big Figma fan, but again, sometimes I buy them. I don't know why. It's like because it doesn't matter. By the way, I saw the Furby Bijoujo figure. I finally have seen a picture, and wow, it sure is something. I mean, gotta say, I think it's a really nice design on the figure with this like feather jacket, and this is really out there. It's really flamboyant, I would say. So yeah, I mean, I'm not so much of a Furby enjoyer, so like I said, I could do without the little character with little icon. At least with the pony figures, I could accept it because I also like the anthropomorphic style of the characters. But with the Furby one, yeah. But the figure alone, I think it's a nice concept. Don't know if I would have associated with Furby if there is no like print on it, or there's not. I guess there is a logo on it, but yeah, it is something. So what's with this thing? It's now past midnight. Tomorrow, neither of us will come to the office. My coworker told me he started with Path of Exile, and I was like, you started with Path of Exile. This is like if you decide now you start with One Piece. It's like, why? But yeah, he told me that there is like a new season, so it basically doesn't matter when you start. But now he plays like Path of Exile until like 3 a.m. and I'm sitting here building Gunpla. It's well past midnight. I still have to finish my last episode of The Boys that I have like somewhere open in a tab because I have Amazon Prime for a month now for free again. So I watch all the shows that interest me. So tomorrow nobody will come to work. Oh well. Okay. Who needs a dishwasher anyway? I mean, let's be real. How many washing machines can you really have? 68. What's 68? 68. Did that one? 67? Can I use 67? Or is this forbidden? I use the 68. The only sane number between two crazy numbers, 68. It's a big one. Usually I have the feeling that some of those stickers are a bit too large for the spot that I should place them on. And yeah, I totally get why people prefer the decals, the water slide decals, because sometimes it's really hard to get them into place and to let them stick. Even with the top coat, I think they will peel off over time. But there is always one solution to all of this. Just watch it from 5 feet away. Everything will look great if you watch it from 5 feet away. Don't come any closer. In fact, if you can, go even further away until you see a green blob in a showcase. Then you know everything's fine, everything's perfect. I just painted this black and now I have to put a silver sticker onto it. I've done this so often. I was like, oh, this looks like a perfect spot for a black thing. And then, no, there has to be a sticker in here. Fuck that sticker, honestly. I don't even know how to place it back here. And another thing with those like coated stickers, like the gold ones or silver ones or metallic ones in general, they tend to scratch off pretty easy. So even though if I'm applying soft force with one of those Q-tips, sometimes they rub off. So what I find even harder than Androids are Figmas. Yeah, really, Figmas. Terrible. The joints. I mean, basically it's the same thing with the model kits. Let's be honest, with the Sojotean or with the like frame arm girls or with like the sisters and stuff like that. Even though you also have to consider different pressure points as well, because the commercial figures are a bit more user friendly when it comes to the stiffness of the plastic. It's more soft in a way. So to break some joints, you really have to be a bit of a clumsy person, I guess. But with model kits, yeah, the plastic hard and not very flexible, so things might break easy. But yeah, the joints are comically like small on those Figmas. Hand joints, Figma hand joints, the worst. The worst. Yay. All those like silver thingies on the Zaku. Don't know what it is. My eyesights are too bad to follow the 5th rule. Mine too. I mean, a 5 feet rule. Yeah, mine too. That's the fun part about it. This was something when I first discovered that my eyesight is going bad, because it took me a really long time until I discovered that for the first time. Because it goes gradually, so it's not like you wake up and someday you are blind. It's just you're standing there on a train platform and you look at the like sign that says when the train comes, and I'm thinking, shouldn't I be able to read this? I don't know. It's strange. Then you like squint your eyes a bit, and it's like, oh, I can read this. Maybe it's too far away. I don't know. And and then you finally go to the what is it called in English? the optics guy, like the glasses guy, der Brillenmacher. And you get your first glasses, and I was like inside a shopping mall where there's tons of details and lights and stuff like that. And the first time I put on my glasses, it was like you switch from a 280p video to high definition, and I was like, shit. Oh god. Yeah, and from then on, it's like, okay, I have to go like every 2 years and get a better one, a more stronger one. Otherwise, I know that. And some things I will never see like really well again, like neon signs in the dark, like blue ones. It's always like a bit blurry. But luckily, I'm pretty nearsighted, so when it comes to like model building and stuff, I can see everything crystal clear. I mean, to a certain point. I mean, some of those like smaller details are really, like, I would say, okay, if I would have to do this perfect, I would need some glasses, magnifying glasses. And then I would need some better hand-eye coordination, so I should place some numbers on there? 65? Really? I can place numbers on it? Oh, well, okay. And then do the other side. Okay, so small little numbers. What's 0, 0? No, what did I place on the shield? 0, 3. Okay. I guess this should correlate. And then I have lots of tiny number stickers that totally remind me of those sheets of stickers that you got with like VHS tapes, like empty VHS tapes. You could number those things. So if you need tiny numbers, I just have to keep all those stuff. That's another thing I kind of dislike with model kits, that most of the time they come with so many extra parts that you don't really need or that you can't use on the spot. And I don't like this with figures either, if they have too many accessories that just will rot away in the box, because usually I display it as one option and I will not change it over time. And honestly, I don't know many people who do this, who will just like go to your figure shelf and swap out all the figures and display them. So yeah, and so I find it a bit sad if there are so many parts that I basically pay money for and then I will just put them away in the box. Maybe I will even forget that I have those, so yeah. My eyesight are too bad to okay, from 36p to 4K. It wasn't 4K, no, it was not 4K. 4K is pretty extreme. I also heard that there is not much difference between like 4K and like, I guess there is a difference between 4K and 1K or 2K. But everything above like 4K is pretty much useless, especially for like a home theater or like TV set. So 8K, it's just like with like everything above 60 frames per second. You know, some people claim that you can see a difference, but I don't know. So the same people who say this 300 euro wine tastes really good. I wonder why. Must be the grapes then. Must be the grapes. They sure put a lot of warning signs on those war machines. And I can recall my days at the military, we did not have so many warning signs on our tanks. We're just like, you will figure it out. Isn't this the famous like phrase on a on a person. This what's it called? This it's not a landmine. It's like a pack of C4 that you put onto something, and it reads this enemy this way or something like that. The famous explosive pad. It says facing the enemy should be this way, not the other way around. So there is this skirt, and above the skirt, and what the hell? What the hell? This doesn't even. What? What? Like I said, this does not really fit there. I mean, I can do it, but oh shit! It sprung away. It basically tells me that it's a time to stop. Stop it, run. Stop it. See, that totally goes over this whole like black indent here, so I don't know. Could have better solution. Yeah, good night. Have a lovely week and see you on Friday. So yeah, okay. Maybe before brain shuts on low battery is the thing is on battery. That's pretty loud. Why is this so loud? Was I so loud the whole time? So let's end this. Let's do this. Let's end this. Let's do a quick rate because I have to donate my bits because like Saturday, you know, things fell to the floor. I will finish this off stream and I will come back on Monday with the whole Zaku. Maybe not beautiful post, but at least amateur-like post. But I will do this. Okay, let's see how we can rate, and then we move on to. Oh God, it's so late already. Let me see. Rate. How do I do this again? Okay, here. Just like we. There are some people online that I follow as well. Oh. But no one is building. No. We want somebody to build, don't we? Let me see. So we go. Gampler, master grade, dev size, hell. Oh, why not? Let's rate the MG Mole and Greed. So let's say hello. Let's see how he does, and I will see you again on Friday. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. It was a very lovely time, and I'm not saying this because of obligations, because I really feel so. Next time you can catch me on Friday at full time when I continue to build my figure diorama, or you watch on Monday for PLAMonday when I start a new kit. Very exciting stuff. And now let's go to the raid. Bye bye.